That is for us, so thank God for Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, we rejoice today for Yahweh. Not be ashamed of our great King. Oh, we'll lift up our voices unto you, Yahweh. And the praises go up to the high Shemayim, Abba Yahweh. Kill and rejoice, Abba Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, we told you today, Abba Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
For being a part of this great celebration, Abba Yahweh. That you invited us to, Abba Yahweh. And we dance unto you, Abba Yahweh. And as we will continue to do, Abba Yahweh. Turn your more them, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah. Let us stand to our feet, nation.
Hallelujah.
Blow the trumpet in the mountain of Yahweh in Yeshua. Hallelujah. Precious Abba Yahweh, to the high Shemayim, to the ash of your mighty name, your Mekut to come, your will be done, and earth, Abba Yahweh, and lift the high Shemayim. Give us this day our daily nation, and forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Mekut, the power, and the honor, Abba Yahweh. Forever, Abba Yahweh. So then, Abba Yahweh, may it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. And we will like speak to the nation this day on your great celebration, Abba Yahweh. We tell you, Abba Yahweh, to follow us back to the morning once again, Abba Yahweh. And we will give honor and praise to your mighty name. In the precious mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. For this is an excellent day, YISRAYAH'ALE. Let us sing, let us shout, let us rejoice, and make a joyful noise unto Yahweh. the first fruits are unto Yah. So let us offer by fire the fruits of our lips and our heart, that it may spread to all. So let us come unto SUNDOWN, that we may enjoy all things, fellowship and a heart, and His precious
gathered with us via the live stream, or even here in the bed of Yahweh, we greet you all. The blessed assurance of the only name, YHWH HaMashiach, whereby we may receive the abundance of Yah's delight, and it comes through the apparatus of Iman's truth. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall bara. It shall create a mind of liberation and freedom. You that have joined us, turn off your cell phones and all of those things that interact with your mind, so you can hear. Shema kol YISRAYAH'ALE. Yah is Echad, He is one. So we come to hear the Torah. You in here shut your cell phones and your apparatuses off. We're here to Shema, to hear what the Torah commands us to do. And this is a wonderful time of celebration. I want to teach us today profoundly. Why are we dancing at this time, what we call the Feast of Trumpets? YHWH. Why? It is vitally important that our own minds do not make a sound that is uncertain. Rezar King taught on that. We also played that teaching after this. If the shofar makes an uncertain sound, who prepares for the battle? We have inundated ourselves with all kinds of lies, corruption, falsehood. Is not the sound of Yah. We teach our young people one thing that is vitally important. Shofar is a time of great celebration. This is the first Yom, the first day of Yah. The Torah talks about 10 days out. We come to the time of Kippurah, Feast of Atonement, and there's a reason why we must celebrate. He has begun this ordeal from Pesach, the first of Yah's year, and He brings us to the perfect time. Examine our hearts, examine our wills, and to make sure there is nothing that damns you. Nothing there. Why? Because in 10 days, it will be a time of abandoning everything about you. You must abandon your will, your desire, everything about you must be abandoned. So He gives us this time of 10 days that at that moment we better have a testimony, because the number 10 implies there's a testimony of the power of His redemption, the power of His truth, and so He gives us a span of 10 days. I want to read something that is vitally important to us. Hallelujah. I want to read this. Just listen. I'll tell you where is that when I finish. I want you to listen. This is what Yah says in the writing, HaTorah. He says this unto the nation. He says, also in the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day, a season of Kippurah. There must be a chafar. There must be an offering that purge. It must extricate us from all of our sins and all of our damnable ways that's going to damn you. He said, it's a time of chafar, washing and cleansing. It shall be a mikra mo'adeh, mo'ad, unto us. He tells us that we shall afflict our nefesh, fasting, abandoning all of your ways. We got 10 days to prepare. We have been very lofty with Yah because we don't give a damn. Our minds have been trained that way. Our interaction with Him is not sincere. You can pontificate in all your damnable religious activities. It means nothing to Him. Nothing. He said, we shall afflict our nephesh, our being, the entirety of our bodies, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yah. We must cry out. Yah, help me. I'm a wretched, violent thing. Then He says, He commands us, you shall do no servile work. You shall not labor in that same day. For it is a day of Kippurah. It is a day of atonement. To make an atonement for you before YHWH. And then He escalated the power and to a level that it shows what we are, because we really don't give a damn. When I say damn, we close our minds, our hearts. There is no sincerity there. We're religious. We pontificate. You keeping this date doesn't mean a damn thing to Him. Unless it's with honor, of honesty, with integrity, of truth. He says, for whatsoever person nephesh it be, that shall not afflict in that same day, he shall be karah. Kill the damn bastard. Move the mamzer out. This is the heart of Yah. You have painted this religious heart of Yah in Yeshua. It is a lie. It is a lie of your religious pontification. I attend this whole house, and so you think you're right, you're wrong. Yah says, cut him off. That is the only time He says, cut him off. You know why? Because this for 10 days ought to be one of examination and fruitfulness. Your barn is stored with the abundance of kindness, meekness, chava, truth. And you can look and you can draw from that leanness of the winter season. You can draw from the essence of that. We draw from the essence of one of the most vile dispositions there is, and that is a hatred for truth. We don't love Yah. We don't love Him. We can love all we want to. You can deceive some of the people. You can't deceive Him. He said, kill him. I want you to kara. That is to extricate, to cut away, to cut off, to kill, to destroy with energy. He said, I want you to kara, cut off him from among my people, my nation, my association. And whatsoever nephesh it be that doth any work in that same day, that, He says, same nephesh I will destroy from among the people. We don't take Yah serious. And the reason we don't take Him serious is because we're not serious. When we're some of the most blatant, damnable hypocrites there is, we don't take Him serious. And because we don't take Him serious, you can listen to one's word. You can say what you want. And you will know in the tenor of one's voice their words. He's a clown. That's what we call him. That's what we call him. And so we get this rush from our religious pontification, and we will tell people, I'm good. Yet you will call one of the most vilest of one goods. You will call those that defy Yah, you will associate that with them. We must rectify our way before the 10 days come. You don't need to examine no one else. You need to examine your liver, your left, your hearts, your mind, its intentions, its purpose, the desire, the will, and what motivates you. If it's not Torah, you have deceived yourself already. That was found in Leviticus, YHWH 23. I said that to say this. Many of our eyes in the next 10 days will be blinded. We will not believe. There will be no transforming. And so we associate ourselves in my deeds, my actions, as being, paraphrase, good, paraphrase, and quote, that we're good. We're delightful people. And we're kind to everyone. We do right by everyone. Well, the Torah tells us, as much as Shaul says we have opportunity, we do right. We do Yashia. We stand upright, straightforward with every man. Call all men. But in preference that, especially they are the Beyat YISRAYAH'ALE. Especially those that are true Hebrew YISRAYAH'LITE. You go beyond the means of your will. You go in the power of your strength. You go beyond your selfish, evil, wicked, rotten ways. We must do it His way. And so I'm going to show us why our eyes are blind. We can't see. There is no ma'or. There is no ma'or. There is no delight of rejoicing. There is no rejoicing. There is no excitement. And someone gives you 10 days to live. I want to live. And I want to enter into that great celebration of Sukkah. I want to abandon all myself. Oh, that's YISRAYAH'ALE. Must sleep in a Sukkah. That's what he tells us. So we'll understand the great journey of our nation of people. We are wicked. We are selfish. And we frankly don't give a damn when it comes to Yah. So we justify ourselves by exuding ourselves to the height. Can I read this for us? I want our attention. You to look at Corinthians. This is Shaul writing unto the nation of Yah's elect scattered throughout the world, those that were there in Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. We must understand that Shaul, he exhorted them to understand the diligence of his labor, his care, his sincerity, how much he loved them, and to see his unwavering faithfulness unto them. His emunah, his stability in Yahshua, or that revelation of Yahshua. He was taught in the ways and the dictions of Torah that was written. And there was the light of the heavens shone upon him. And he spoke in a tongue that was HEBRAIC. He asked, why do you do me that way? And he's speaking in the same tongue today. Yes. He's asking us, why do we do him that way? So he writes unto the brotherhood, the daughters of Sion. He says in 2 Corinthians 4:3, he said, I want you to understand, if our bizarach, or our teaching the wisdom of Torah, 2 Corinthians 4:3, he says, if our bizarach be hidden, it is hidden from them that are apollogi. I can compare that Greek word to the Hebraic. I want to show you what it implies. It means to destroy, to put out of the way entirely. So when we are blind, when this truth is hidden, we are out of the way of Yah. You will never get understanding. If for some reason we think that everyone is, and that everyone is going to be Yahshua, everyone is going to be what we declare as being saved, it's a lie. Few that be that would even find the knowledge of Yah's Torah. And so we accept everything that damns us. We allow every kind of perpetration of darkness to perform not only in our mind but in our being, because we accept everything. Why? Because I'm good. I treat everyone good. You're not good. You may think you're God, but you're not. It says in verse 4, I want us to hear this. In whom the God. In whom the God. So what is the pantheon of gods? How many gods are there? I know that the white Baptist God is different than the black Baptist. Yes. I know that the black Baptist God is different than the white Baptist. Yes. I know that the Episcopalians that join themselves in a vile content, their white God is different than the same Episcopalians that are my hill. Their gods are different. And that's just a fact. Yes. The Seventh-day Adventists in their whole house, their gods are different. That's a fact. So how many gods are there? What is the pantheon of gods? This is what he said. He said, in whom the God of this world has blinded the mind of them which believe not. You tell me there's a God? Yah is not a damn dog of a God. Yeah. And I damn every God. Yeah. They all are dogs. Yeah. They're damnable. If Ashatan is a God, Yah will not share his express esteem with a damnable twisted God. Yeah. And you being good, he's not going to share that beauty of his pronouncement of his great honor, kabod, with some dirty thing like me that stinks, breath stink. So we have been deceived. There was a man here a couple weeks ago. As I talked to this person, he hung his head and said, we have been deceived. I says, absolutely right. People don't like me. You understand? Yeah. It says, least the lights, least the all, the ma'or, the testimony of YHWH, of the splendid message of YHWH. That's what we must have. Yes. We must understand the splendorness of the message or the teaching of YHWH HaMashiach. And that light, when that ore shines, it causes the ma'or of Yah. It causes us to rejoice, yes, in joy, in excitement. Yes. It causes us to resent our damnable wicked ways. Yes. It causes us to be happy when that light shines. Yeah. There is nothing more precious when you get up in the morning and see the light of the sun, isn't it? It awakens you. It caused even your part of the facilitation of that, they began to enact properly. What about the restrooms and all of that? You can do that. Light does something when it shines, doesn't it? He says unto us, the light of the splendid message, the bezerach, the teaching of HaMashiach, who is the image of Yah, should shine in us. That's all that should shine in us. That's why we should let our light so shine. We'll get to that. That is the only light that can shine in us. And that is the truth and the message of YHWH HaMashiach. Yeah. Nothing else. It doesn't shine light on you because we're not worth a damn. We're going to die. We're going to rot like anyone else and anything else. And that's a fact. We're sitting here, all of us going to die. You can be a fool. You're listening. You're going to die. You can eat all your organic diet and your splendid health, as you would say. Yeshua is my mapi. He is my healer. He is my health. He is my strength. I'm glad I have little nicks and pains because it reminds me that the day is approaching. The day is approaching. You can't go out and run 25 miles like you used to. You can't press 1,000 pounds like you used to. I'm glad I can't. Because it gives me the awakening until that day that draweth nigh unto me. And death is that day. You understand? You can be silly all you want to. And think it's not, but it's coming. On every last one of us. That little beautiful child is coming upon her. All right? Now we must understand why we say that we are quote good unquote. I use the word dav, D-O-V, and to exude the excellence and the purity, the exhibitory status of Yah. Or I will use the word dope, D-O-B-E. It excites those qualities of Almighty Yah in us. That's what it does, nations. It shows us the kindness of Yah. It shows us the very nature of Him. the word G-O-O-D, it shows that I'm a God, because I know what the word implies. And you being the God, you have blinded yourself with your own self-righteousness. Yes. And every God, you have blinded yourself from Torah. You must be a student of this. Yeah. You can read this one day and don't read it the next day. I never read it. I study with the purpose and intent to understand one thing, one word. I don't look at the graphics of words, I look at one word at a time. As the old folks will say, one day at a time. Sweet Yahshua, as all ask of thee. So we try to combine every word and understanding the value and the importance of Yah putting it there because it stands alone. Listen to what he says here. Yahshua says. There's one thing about the tub of Yah. It is empowered with benevolence. Yes. And if you are, quote, good, unquote, then there's a kindness of benevolence. You are pure. You are clean. There is no stain upon you. Hallelujah. And only God will declare that. We need correction. Yes. And that's why we're here to blow the shofar in the mountain of Yah to make us become cognizant with me and who I am. What is that? What? Is Zaki been mean already? Yes. Oh, okay. To make us become cognizant with Yah, and we get the assurance that we need. And it makes us understand I'm a wretched thing. My love is not worth a damn. I want the pure ahava of Yahshua. Now look at this. This is how the state of our mind is right here. I want to go quickly to Matthew, quickly please. Matthew chapter 19. This was the rich ruler that confronted Yahshua HaMashiach. Now I want us to look at this 19 verse I want to read and verse 17. And this is what Yahshua says unto this young man that exude his stature of keeping the mitzvot, the commandments of Yah, that he had a prestigious background, and that's the way we are. You know, we will embellish ourselves to pretend that we're something that we're not. We want to prove to someone that we're smarter than them. You are a dumb jackass just like anyone else. Just like me and anyone else. And we want to prove that we are wise and smart. We haven't done one damnable single thing that enhanced even your life or someone else's life. And that's the way we think. And so this rich ruler, young man, approached Yahshua HaMashiach. Yahshua said to him, why do you call me tough? Or Axos in the Greek, Axos. Why do you call me tough? Why do you call me excellent and distinguished? It is one thing that the word, quote, good, unquote, implies that you're full of joyfulness. You exude that. There's a happiness about you, not a clownishness, that you act like a clown. But there is an exuding of that nature in one. Yes. Agathos. That you say, what you say, I'm excited. I got a death that you don't even know the death I got to suffer. You don't even understand the pains. Neither do I. So we want to pretend that we're smart. I don't want to be smart. Yeah. Never. I don't ever want to be smart. I want truth that will transform me. Smart person is arrogant because they know everything. I don't want to be smart. Yeah. Because I'm an ignorant man, and so are you. Yes. Ours are not ignorant. Can you build a house? I can. Can you do the plumbing? I can. Can you do the electrical work? I can figure my way through, and I've got someone that can help me, all right? Yeah. I can do that. Can you? So we're ignorant. We're ignorant in many facets of life. Let me move quickly. Yahshua said, why do you call me Agathos? I'm excellent, I'm more distinguished than any man. He said, there is none, there is lo. There is no one, lo, L-O, none. There is no exception. None that is tough, but one. Yeah. The rich young ruler, he was foolish, but he knew that that one that was excellent, that one he was talking to, he was the power of that one's excellence. He was aware of excellence. He said there's only one, and that is Almighty Yah. But if you will enter into life, if you will have the high hill or the high, the life, the substantive life of the power of Yah, he tells him to tere'od, shema, keep. You must K-E-E-P. You must attend to the ways of Yah carefully. You must be excited about it. We don't do that. I'm glad Yah speaks to me this way. Because it is the power of transforming and to make sure I can walk the straight and the narrow way. You can be a hypocrite all you want to. You're going to die a hypocrite. You can exude you're going to die that way too. And that's a fact. He says that we keep guard Shema as with stones and thrones around it. We must observe, we must attend to carefully. He says the Torah commandments. We must do that. We must remember Shabbat. Shema Chadosh. My mother taught me the Baptist way, which was a damn lie. The Jehovah Witness way is a damn lie. The Seventh-day Adventist, a filthy, racist whore. Teaching you as a man, commanding you, you silly little boy. You're a silly little boy. One of the most hardcore devils of hell, Mr. Rutherford. You buy his lies. I said, don't take them back. For no one. We must know the truth. The truth. We got 10 days to understand the truth of who? Me. It's not you. I'm going to save myself from this untoward generation. These are the words of YHWH HaMashiach. So what pathway are we walking in? What is our passion? Our desire? What caused us to cleave unto Yah? I want to give you one of the most profound exhortations of YHWH, and also the warning, all right? In Matthew 5:14, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 14. Look what it says here. He exhorts us with great exhortation, and he warns us here. YISRAYAH'ALE. It says unto us, we are, you are the Cheo. You are the Cheo. You are the Or. You are the Ma'or. You are the light of brilliancy that burns there. There is an eternal flame that burns in you. There's a fervor of your light. There's an extremeness to your light, and it shines so bright. That's the brightness of you, because we're full, not being silly. We're full of the joy, the shimsha. We're full of the excitement and the delight of God. That's what he's talking about. He says you are the light of the world. He's talking about the whole world, the eras. He's talking about the entirety of the world. You go anywhere in the world. I can go anywhere in the world. I don't care where it is. I go anywhere in the world. I can go around any kind of people, and I'm different. Not that I act silly or look different. I can dress the same way they dress, but I'm different. Because we are the Ma'or, we are the light of rejoicing. And people will talk to you, they get happy. He said, we are the light of the world. This is important here. A city that sits on a hill, a high, that cannot be hid. The word kropto. You cannot be hid. What that implies, kropto. There's one definitive of that word that stands out above all things. Kropto. You cannot escape people noticing you. You cannot escape kropto. You cannot escape them noticing you. You can hide, but they're going to notice you. You can conceal yourself, but they are going to say, ah, he's different. He's not like other men. There's something about him I don't know. And then when they see the beauty of his strength, is his show, oh, wow, it makes no difference who it is that we cannot be his. Corrupto. Corrupto. We cannot be his. We cannot go unnoticed. I don't care about your nickel-down shiny red suit. That doesn't make you notice. Or your $500 alligator shoes. That doesn't make you noticeable. It is a corrupto. It is the light. It is the awe of Yah. It is the power of the testimony of Hamashiach.
Yes, sir.
It is not your own deceitful ways, and you will express from your visage that he is tough, he is dope, he is excellent. It is his power that exudes me. It is his power that makes me excellent. So these 10 days will give you time to examine yourself and to examine your bond and to make sure there is nothing decaying. More, M-A-R, there is nothing rotten in your mind that makes you rotten. You better make sure you're not rotten and stink like a stinking dog. You better examine yourself. And so when you come to the 10th day of Kippur, you can fast with delights. You don't have to worry about feeding the lies of your flesh and the greed of your flesh. You're not seduced by your flesh. But the word of Yah draws and brings strength of the nurturing, of the watering of Hamashiach's testimony. We got to get real, nation. Because when he comes, when he sounds the trumpet, you're not going to have days to get ready. So he gives us this season. And he gives us messengers of Yah to teach us profoundly and precisely. Not these devils that give you some kind of serenading, has no power of no meaning. You live like a dog, you act like a dog, and you walk like a dog when you leave out of there. There is no fear. We don't have the yirah of Yah. We fear breaking the commandments of Yah. The testimony won't let us do it. The Edu, the testimony of Joshua, will not let us do it. We're full of our own shysting. You understand? We're full of our own damn little twisted ways. Slow down, preacher. I bless Yah for the simple understanding. He gave us rejoice in the blowing of the trumpet. Now he says, examine yourself. You got 10 days. And after that 10th day, you know you're right. You're still among us. You got 5 days to get ready. Just rejoice. I'm looking forward. I look forward to the more dim of Yah. I'm committed to us, and you all know I am. There's no one great here. We all are the same. We're one body. We need each other. I need you as much as you need me. I need to be around you. That's what straightened me out. This damned of a wicked world doesn't want anyone to examine them because they're fake and they're false. I will tell them. Hallelujah. Can I move a little further? I want you all to remember that in Matithia 5:14, we are a city that sits on a hill. Don't forget that now. All right? Can we do that? Can I move a little further? Then he says in the 15th verse of the same chapter, he said, neither does or do men light a candle and put it under a bush, but they put it on a menorah. And that menorah, Yeshua talks about the 7 rukim of Yah, the fear of Yah, the wisdom of Yah, the understanding of Yah. That's what that represents. Each one of those lights should shine in our life. That we have the fear of Yah. We don't abandon the mitzvot of Yah and go our own ways. Create this kind of untrepidation toward Him. We don't fear Him. We must have the wisdom of understanding, of being below. We can discern. Something is wrong and we can't judge among each other. You can't discern each other. What's wrong with you? You tell a man hasn't awakened, say to his wife, she's acting. What's wrong with you, baby? She hasn't awakened, say, what's up? We are stupid jackasses. We're not honest. And we're not truthful. Well, ain't nothing wrong, you're a liar. You know something is wrong. Tell the truth. Liar. Well, ain't nothing wrong. Well, you know what's wrong. You know you did that, you did that. Well, I just want to say, you just said, you don't let me like, well, you don't even know what love is. But you understand the strength of your man's love. That love comes from you. That's why he commanded him to love you. He told your daughter sometimes, you young one, you don't know a damn thing about love. He tell you old women, you got a price to pay. You can show me you here and you that are out there. You can forget it all you want to. You got things more important than teaching the young daughters how to love their man and honor their man and raise their children. You're in trouble. He commands the mothers, the ima'im, the elderly daughters, the zacha'im, the mother, teach them. And you must be a pattern example of that. Then you see it on your mind. You're not going to get back. You may think you is, but woe unto your wicked ways. That's just a fact. I'm not teaching anything outside of this book. Everything I teach is from the book. Let me move on the Father, okay? Hallelujah. So we don't hide our light. I'm not going to allow this old corrupt bazaar, the flesh, the nature of the flesh, to hide the light of YHWH's testimony. I'm not going to be a pretender. I'm going to live this. I want my light to shine. Listen, he said, and then he says in verse 16, he says, let your lamp pour, your light, let the brilliancy of your light give light. What kind of light to others? Your life gives life. Your way that you walk gives life. I can give life to someone else if I'm a clown and a jackass sporting along with them. How can I give someone light up there at the ball game praising some demon panther, some unclean beast, and the proudness of the gods that dribble the basketball and the Olympiads that bit just 1,000 pounds? That's still pat. That's still pat. How can you say you're giving light to YHWH? You sit there at the damn Christmas and turkey dinners and your 4th of July. How can you say that you're a liar? Yes. These are the more of them who we can barbecue. And I got something for us. I can't wait to cook. I'm excited about that. To cook. Enjoy the fellowship. I forgot I got something over there that I hadn't even thought about. I'll take care of that. I'll make sure I get that ready too, all right? Listen to me. We should let our lamp pour. We should give light to people. We should let our light so shine, and that light is one of the excitement of truth. You can be excited about truth. You say that your light is shining, and you're talking about abstract things that have nothing to do with Yah. Well, you're talking about silly things and talking about immature things that have nothing to do with the beauty of the testimony of YHWH HaMashiach. That's how we let our ma'or, the excitement about him, shine. You have no light if you're talking about some basketball game, baseball game, track and field. That's not a light, something that is irrelevant to our growth, to the potentials that Yah has placed in us, and our clownness. That's nothing of light shining. We should let our light shine before whom? He said, I want you to let it shine. I don't take nothing back. I don't hide from men. I want them to see me. I make myself known. We were at Lowe's the other day. I got enough wood to build my deck. I'm excited. And the people there know me. So I take advantage of their emotions. And there was one by the name of Carson. I was trying to get the price reduced for me, for us. And we engaged in conversation. I said, you know, I'm a Vietnam era veteran. I didn't tell them I was non-combat. Oh, thank you so much, man. I tell you what. I said, I had 2 brothers in Nam, both heart disease. And they just get excited about that. He said, tell you what, I'm going to do it better. And so yesterday, the other day, Sake and I went. And I said, tell him, oh, that's him, Carson? Oh, he has done the favor before. He says this. He says, if you will wait until he finish He's a manager of Lowe's. He said he will sell you that pile of wood 10 cents on the dollar. I said, oh my. And so I'm going to find you if you promise me something. I found him. And so Randy said, you know, he's going to be busy for 2 hours. Give me the number. I'll call back. I said, I'll call back at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I called back at 1 after 4, precisely. I talked to Randy, because Randy said, I appreciate you, man. I said, okay, I don't want to shake your hand. Give me some of that bomb. And so we separated everything yesterday. When he said that it's going to be $103, I was excited as a frog on a lily pond. Nice bones. We can reconstitute our barns. See, our presence make a statement. My gray beard makes a statement. Get the damn dye out of your head, you beard, silly little boy. My gray beard makes a statement. My gray hair makes a statement. I want them to see that. And you little smooth-faced men, grow your beard. I said to the man, we see it, grow your beard, man. You're an Harry, you're a lion. I'm a bad boy. And when the lion roars, everybody listens. The biggest of all, the baddest of animals listen. Whether it's a rhinoceros or the elephant, they all listen. Because when he speaks, it reverberates miles. He's a bad boy. Grow your beard, smooth-faced, baby-faced man. Hallelujah. The man rejected what I said. Hallelujah. So, why? Let your light so shine that they may see your top works, that they will see your excellent work. Lord, if you have the excellence of Yah, if you are, quote, good, unquote, then others ought to be able to see your work. Yes. He did not say the Yisraelite community or someone that was excluded. He said, let your light shine before men, before the Ishan. Yes. Men of street. Well, everybody is not a man. A man is a man that has his rush covered by the testimony of Yahshua HaMashiach. He's nothing but a little boy. You act like a little boy. You go for your tantrums, don't little boys do that? And that's what you do, little boy. You don't like instructions. But a man knows that his rush maintains his way. When he hears the truth, he doesn't fight. He said that you may see, that they may see, that they may see, that their eye and that their eyes, their minds, their ears, that they may see your works. What is my work? Yes. What do I have to boast in if others can't see it? If others can't see your tough work, let your light so shine. You're exuding your exaltation, your happiness of Yah, your happiness of your children, the way that Yah is blessing them, your Ishah. Come on, YISRAYAH'ALE, you're not talking to a dummy. I'm an ignorant man, but I am not a sadist, stupefied man. Yeah. I'm not that way. I am ignorant in so many facets of life, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm ignorant, so are you. Yeah. We all of that same kind of upbringing. Yeah. Sin, we were conceived. Yes. I know I was conceived in sin. And in iniquity, my mother shaped my mind and my thinking. And the line back this way, or the Methodist way. Yes. So let's get real. Yeah. And stop serenading with our lives and our minds. Listen to what he says. That men shall see your tough work, and they will honor and praise your God who is in the Shemayim. Now you tell me they're doing that? They see your works, they're doing that? If anything, they're praising you as a God in themselves, and you're clowning and laughing. You are pontificating and making a ruckus about nothing. You're full of laughter instead of the rejoicing. Let's sing, girl. Yeah, we go to bless Yahweh, my Abba, in the name. You see what they would do, girl? I got to go. We're full of our own little shittle. That's what we're full of. I don't care what you say or how you say it. It is the same stuff that we extricate ourselves from. Yes. You can be all proper prim. It doesn't mean nothing with Yah. When you retain that kind of sinful activities in your mind, we got 10 days to get it right. When they tell you the electric bill, you got 5 days to have it all in. We taking your meter. They don't even have to come out and do that. And that's just a fact. We must get sincere. And so he brings us in this time. We've sown gardens this year and they didn't produce well. The sun. So that means that I have to recalculate and prepare for that next year. We've eaten from the garden, but it didn't do well as it did in the past. So you look and say, have I brought forth the abundance from Bezach? That my barns are full, that I can care for him just like I do her. I can care for her just like I do him. I care for him just like I do her. My love, that I will honor him. I will not touch his issue. I will not intrude in his home or nothing like that. We're full of our own little dumb, our geluth. And it's bull geluth, all right? It is sure geluth. And you know what that is. What drops out of the back end of that bull out there, that's what it is. It's bull. That's what it is. We are some of the most self-righteous creatures, and especially you, because you know that you are a God. And that's why this truth is hidden from you. Listen, man, woman, you don't come here having listened to me. The only thing you can bring here is your humble nature. Don't come here and set nothing in order because you're not right. You come here, you'll find out what you're all about. That's a fact. Let me move. Y'all didn't allow you to hear me, or me to hear you. You have heard me. He did not allow me to hear you. You heard me. You heard what was coming from this simple messenger. And no man is going to treat you any with endearment than this man and this entire community. That's a fact. We're fake people, moving quickly. You see what it says? We should let our light so shine that people will praise Yah. They're not praising Yah when they meet us. That's a fact. We see each other, we don't hallelujah. We come with some of the most disdain folly there is. And that's a fact, nation. Let's just get real and honest with me. Hallelujah. And they shall praise your Abba who is in Hasheman. And that's a fact. They get together with you, you all are laughing and clowning and full of bull. They call you, that's all you talk about, nothing that is but nothingness. I don't let them do me like that. I don't care if it's sister, natural brother, natural sister. I don't play with them. I don't play. I don't congregate in their folly. And I would tell them. Period. I don't play in their barnyard. You can, but this simple messenger of Yah is not going to do it. I'm not going to make a condition for them. I'm not going to do it. You can. You say you love them, you're a liar. Does Yah love? He's telling us the truth. He is love, isn't he? You tell them the truth. I don't care who it is. I love my mother no different than I love his mother. Yah never told you to love your mother greater or honor your father. He told you to kadol ha'abad, your avat, and imai. And our days are young rabba, long. Upon the earth, Yah notan, he grants unto us all. So this lie, I love my mama. You're a liar. You don't tell her the truth. I love my children. You lying Jezebel. You allow them to perpetrate, do anything in your house. How you say you love them? And you love Yah, you're a liar. Your mouth is on fire. All right, let me move quickly. Let us go quickly to Mishri, Proverbs. I want to show us the derech, or the path we must, the orech. The orech is a path, it is a constricted walkway that we must walk in. And this is what we must walk, or how, or the path we must walk to make us known, YISRAYAH'ALE. What man could tell us this? It is greater than SHALOM. Proverbs 4 and verse 18. Chapter 4, verse 18. It says, but the path, the orech, the direction of the just, He's talking about a man that is Yoshia, Yosha. He's a straight up man. He's not phony, he's not fake. But he tells the path of the just is as a shining light. You tell me you walk justly before all. That man's path is shining. There's a light, there's an oil that guides him. There's a burning inferno of the joy of Yah, the excitement of Yah. People are dead. We're dead because we are trespassing our sin, so we're deep in the corruption of sin. But this is a just man. You will see light. You walk behind that man like, how is he going? But he's going fast, and he sees the light. It's almost getting behind someone when you're driving in the darkness of night, and they're hitting 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, and you can't stay up. You don't know what's up ahead, a curve or what. But they're jetting because they know where they are. They know where they are. And all of a sudden you turn the step, you get scared. I've done that. Let him go on, because there will be someone else to pass you. Take you down the road a little further. And there comes, oh! All you see is the tail light. And those that come like that, you don't want to follow them. But if a man, he's just with everyone. Yeah. When you see their face, you see the light of the truth of Yah. You will see the light of his great Ahava. You will see the light of the Sabruchem. The spirits of Yah. That's what keeps us alive, nature. We must understand that's what keeps us alive. Not because you say, I'm going to live. It's the Ruchem of Yah. It is the Tamun, the wisdom of understanding. You have intelligent knowledge. You have the knowledge of Haruach, the spirit of Yah. That's what keeps us lively. Keep us alive because it is the interpreter. It is the light bringer unto us. It's like a shining light, and it shines more and more to that perfect day. We're coming to, Yah gives us the season. Yes. So atonement is that perfect day that we can come and say, yeah, you may be right. You know that I was in sin, but on that day of Kippur, you may be right. I examine, confess all of my sin, and you may be right. And so when we come to that time of great celebration, we can celebrate. There are many folks that are gathering, but it's all bogus. The women are dressed like slutty whores. The men coming in with their short pants and everything. That's the truth. Nothing but ruckus among their young'uns, hard-headed, devious and devilish. Little gals dressed like prostitutes on the corner. And the old men looking at them. You don't come here dressed that way. Period. You will not come here that way. Period. Fact. We won't let it happen, all right? Quickly. He says that this is what we as a nation, as we walk, we understand that perfect day that is Tomim. It is complete, and that day is the coming of Yeshua. And every morning when you arise, you know that that light of rejoicing, that testimony shines. So every day is going to be all right. Every day I'm going to sing and rejoice. Now when we get on that path, we must understand what that light is and how it operates. Tehillim, back to Psalm David. We're going to press on, all right? Tehillim, Psalms 36, verse 9. Look what he says. He says, for with you, Yah, there is a mahor. There is a fountain, for with you is the fountain, and Yeshua is that fountain. There's a source of life. Yeshua is the source of life. He is the source of joy. He is the source of purification. That is why Yah calls it the Machor. The Machor, that is the source. And everything's come by the power of Yah through Hamashiach. He says of light. And your light, in your light, you shall see the all. You can't see the light without Almighty Yah. You can't see the testimony of Yeshua. Nobody can see that in you. If Yah be with us, that light will not go dim. That light will not go dim. And there's some profound attributes of that light we must understand. And if these attributes are not relevant in you, you don't have light. Can I go no further? We're going to eat here a little later, don't worry. I'm eating this morning. Hallelujah. I want to show you something about this light. I want to show you some of the essence of Yah's light. Quickly, Psalms 43, Tehillim 43 and verse 3. This is the cry of David's unto the Abaya. Look what he says, all right? Tehillim 43:3. He says to Almighty Yah, "Oh, send out your light and your truth." What is truth? Is Torah. Is truth. You read words, you don't even understand what truth is. But it's Torah is truth. You calculate words by your own definitive, which is ignorant. His Torah, he says, and your truth. His Torah is truth. His Sadiqam, or his righteousness, is everlasting. And his Torah is the truth. It's not just a word or words. It is the Torah of Yah. You will find truth nowhere but in the Torah of Yah, because of the Torah that Moshe established among us is not the witness of the light of Yeshua. You have no truth. And that's a fact. He said, let your light and your truth. We must be honest. We must let the light of the testimony and the truth of Torah, that is what that is what guides us, that is what takes us forward, that is what above all things, that is what governs us. Yes. We must allow the truth to govern us. And if the truth governs you, you won't lie willingly. I say it again, if the truth governs you, you won't tell lies. Yeah. You will not perpetrate lies. Yeah. You will not embellish. Yeah. You won't do that. And that's a fact. He says, let them guide me. For what reason? And let them bring me your Kodash hill. Y'all see that? Yeah. Y'all see what it says? Yeah. Hold your finger, not your finger. Hold that please for me. And go back to the DTR 5:14. What are you, Achim, Zachim, Bermin, Zachim? Find that. And stand to your foot and read it out before me. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 14. Stand and read that for me.
It says, we are the light.
We are the light, the Or, the Ma'or. We are the Agathos of who?
Of the world.
Of the Eretz, not the Olam. The entirety, the spectrum of all His creation. That even the Malachim, those that are in the heavenly above, sees us. Read on, my friend.
A city.
A whole, a robust entity. A city, what?
That is.
That what is
set.
It's what? Is it S-I-T or S-E-T?
S-E-T.
That's set in a permanent place where? On what?
A hill.
On His Kadosh head. On His mountain. You see what David said? Yeshua said the same thing. The Torah and the Brit Hadassah, there is no difference. You got ignorant men trying to teach this, men of stupidity. They have a form of what is righteousness, but they deny the power thereof. Let's sit where?
On a hill.
Let's sit where?
On a hill.
Can I read this? It says, let your truth and let your light bring me to your Kadosh, set apart, hill. Does it say the same thing? Thank you, my son. We're not on the hill of Yah. These ignorant men try to make things work out of their stupidity. They're not even ignorant, they're selfish. And because we are not laborers in the vineyard of Yah, we don't know what they're saying. And we bide sink and hook. And they drown us. And there are those, I don't trust nobody. You trust the damn devil. You trust the doctor. You trust your own wicked ways. You trust your own damnable intuition and your smartness. No, YHWH gives unto men. Yes. When he said, you see the day of my great retribution, don't fail to fellowship now, to live among each other, be with each other. This damn wicked world that staying from each other. Yes. They see them on Sunday, that's it. They see them on what they call the Shabbat, that's it. They see them on Wednesday night service, and that's it. They don't give a damn. And that's just a fact. You can say what you want to. They don't. Here, you got to see each other every day. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. All right? So let's establish what that Kodesh Hill is. And not only there, and to your tabernacle. Verse 4. This is what he says to you. Then I will go to the altar of Yah. To Yah my exceedingly joy. Not just joy, but it is exceptional exceedingly. Yes, upon the harp will I praise you, O Yah, my Abba. I like the harp. I like play on your timber. I like the I like the instruments of Yah and we play. We bring a joyful noise unto him. Yeah, we will make Shiram unto Yahweh, dancing in the streets. I wanted so Billy must have the outside service last night. Let's set it up for tabernacle. This is what he says. Folks have family reunion. Do they go outside and celebrate? Yes. All right. We're such hypocrites, all right? Moving on. All right, let me move in this direction. Again, here in Tehillim. This is important. I want all you all this evening, just take your time and read the whole chapter of Tehillim, Psalms 119. How many verses in that? 172, 156, 172. Okay, 176. There are 176 verses. And you'll find some great wisdom there, all right? It says in Tehillim 119, 105, it says this. This is the light of lights. Listen to it, please, nation. He says, your dabarim, your daba. What is the daba of Yah? It is not only what he speaks, but it is Yah's action. It is his promises. That is what the word daba, the word doesn't express the dabarim of Yah. It doesn't give us the connotations of the dabarim, the daba. It means the actions of Yah, because his word, his Torah, his daba, it is a word of action. It makes action. It transforms. It renews. It brings health. And he sent forth his dabarim, and they were healed. Yeah. That's what heals me. But I'm able, when the Achim teach me, that I confess everything because I'm guilty of it. Yeah. That's me. There is nothing right about me. He is Sadiq. Yeah. He is the righteous one. All right? He said, your word is a lamp. It is a near. It is what holds the war. It is what holds the light of the oil in me. It is the word of God that holds the oil of gladness in us. It is a lamp to my feet and a light unto my nachib, unto my pathway, the way I should walk and the way that I should go. Verse 106, I have declared, I have sworn, I have declared it with an oath. I have said, I will come, I will perform, I will arise, I will rise up. This is what we must do. We must perform. Yeah. The word kum. You must rise to the occasion. Yeah. You never heard that in sport, you will hear that. You got to rise to the occasion now. You in the big leagues, you got to rise up. You must stand up right. You must arise. You must lift yourself. That's what kum is. He says, and I will, this word that we said, I will arise to the occasion. Because I will perform everything you said. That I will keep what? Your, what does it say? What does it say? Your sadiq, what? What? I will keep your sadiq mishpatim. We don't keep righteous judgment. And so this is what Yah is. If you want your light to shine, you don't look all dull on the atonement, then you must have righteous judgment in you. Yeah. And so you won't be looking all down, and you won't be looking all dissatisfied. This is what we need, righteous judgment. Yes. If we would judge ourselves, we would have no need. We don't judge ourselves. And we're liars if we say we do. You judge me different than I judge you. I judge you, you judge him different than he judged you. That's wrong. Yeah. We must have righteous judgment. Yes. You're wrong, you're wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yes. It can't be I'm partial right. No, no, this is what you said, man. When you injected that adjective, it changed the whole dynamic of the sentence. You can't change that around. That superlative you use, that verb you use, change the whole dynamic. We're not robust to say, I don't know, I forgot. Yeah. We will adjudicate ourselves. I did that and I did, it was there like when I left it. Somebody, that's a lie. Yeah. So when you say somebody, if you say somebody did that in here, then you incriminate everyone in here from the babies on up to me. It's better to say, I forgot, I don't know. It's better to say that. Yes. Because it's a righteous judgment. Yes. And that's our problem, we don't have righteous judgment. He needs to get himself together. No, devil, you're not right yourself. Yeah. You're not right. You need to save yourself. And that's what these 10 days are for. Save yourself from what? Your unrighteous mindset that in this generation, it has been generated by your own thoughts. You feed your lies. I don't feed your lies. You don't feed my lies. You feed your own lies. Yes. You think highly of you. You love better than everyone else. And you don't give a damn. You got a kindness greater than everyone. I do good by every man. I do right by... You're a liar. And that's just a fact. We don't. I don't want to interfere. I will interfere. I will say, you're wrong, man. You're doing that wrong. Tell that daughter don't do that. No. You know why we don't interfere? Because we are much more wicked than what you perceive you're seeing. And that's a fact. You can justify yourself. You're more wicked than what you perceive you're seeing, because any kind of YHWH'S you would tell me. You won't hold nothing back from me. Little child going down to that pond thinking he can swim. You tell me when I raise my voice, you hear it around here. And when I'm preaching out there, you can hear me way over yonder ways, as Granny would say. You can hear me. When I'm out there with the old king, we're preaching. We got a little sermon for a while. Now let's get busy and get it done. He said, Brady, that word the other day, and I know I preached for 30 minutes. He got it done. Organized it, got it done. Yeah, I did. Weezer got it done. And Weezer dealt with Weezer's sin and our own corruption. You can deal with someone else's ways, and your ways is not shining. Because if you got the Sadiq ways of Yah, then they will see your ways full of light. Are you going to critique someone, you're a damn devil? Yeah. My mother telling me things you do, I would say, Mother, you're doing the same thing. Well, boy, you just learned from me. I can't learn from you. So I got away from you. And so my own corruption taught me how corrupt I really was. And how evil, wicked I was. And I cried, yeah, you must please help me. I don't know how. And he's brought me along this journey all these days. And the sun is going down. The sun is going down. That's a fact. I'm not going to live the years I've lived. I'm not going to see them on the top end. That's a fact. And I'm not stupid to believe that. I don't want to. Yeah. I got confidence in the Tikvah Yah, in Yeshua. I got confidence in that. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yes. YISRAYAH'ALE, can I show us here in one verse what really brings the light of Yah into our Levim? Go to verse 130 of the same Tehillim 119. This is what? When you receive this, listen. Tehillim, Psalms 119, 130. It says the Paul duck. The entrance of your words give light. We must allow, have we had this disdain for Yah's word when someone speaks it? We really don't want to hear it. When it corrects us, we don't want to hear it, do we? Come on, nation. Yeah. We don't want to hear that. We get upset. Isn't that amazing? We will get upset with the word of Yah. We will get upset with the messenger. We will get upset with that evil mind of mine that's stricken me. We get upset with the message of Yah, and you can't even get an answer like the one that teach us. And you get upset with him, you get mad. And that's, you know, it's the truth. We get upset. I tell you the story. When I was in Chicago at Conrad Hilton, Evangelist Hartsfield and I, when he ridiculed me to the deepest. You silly little boy. He talked to me like that in front of my show. I'm a man. Not strong as a bull. He talked to me that way. Athletic, strong. And everything he said was the truth. And I wept. And I cried. We were there running a meeting. And he went up and down me, inside of me, outside of me. And I will never forget that day. It is what broke every shackle of my life when it comes to that. I looked him in his eyes. And these are the words I spoke to him. Whatever it takes for me, you tell me. I will do it. I was not bound by that. And he said, let's eat steak. We ate steak. That thing, that's a steak. We're so arrogant and self-grandizing. We think we're better than Yah's word. We don't want judgment. Yah is known. I don't care if the judgment is wrong. Yes. He makes himself known to his people. He is known by his mishpatim. Known, he is Yada. You experience him by judgment. Yes. Do not your children experience your love by judgment? Yes. You correct them. You put, come on nation, don't be hypocrites. You put a measure of correction on them, and then they, Papi. His son came to me one Shabbat, he says, Papi, Daddy popped me. Well, I know what your daddy's pops are, okay? He said, but he popped me. I said, give me some hug. I said, because he loves you, that's why he popped you. Our Father's going to pop us, he's going to beat us. That's a fact. That's a fact. The entrance of Yah's word gives light. Not only does it give light, I am what the Torah calls simple. It is petit, like petty. We are petit. We are petit. We are pet, like P-E-T-T-E-E. Petit, petit, petit. That's what Moshe would say. You simple, stupid individuals. He says not only that, but look at the word he gives you. He used the word give, G-I-V-E-S, it gives. It's notham. It grants, it bestows, it grants what? Bino. It grants wisdom of understanding, of discernment, of understanding, and having knowledge of the matter to hold. The petit, the simple. And we are simple people. That's what his word does to us. It grants us that kind of light, of rejoicing. That's why he gives us 10 days. Get it right. Get it right. So we see one another's faces. In the mortem, you come with excitement. Hallelujah. Daniel YHWH'S writes from Florida. He said, Riak, I can't wait to get there to be with you all that, because she says to me, they remind me, where are them shofars? I said, I didn't forget them. We don't forget nobody, baby. I got them all. She began to name off his son, his daughter, his daughters. I said, I got enough. I got more than enough. What about his grandma? We got enough. What about his young man? Don't worry. Poppy got everything covered. She's okay. He got excited about that. See, that's the way we have to be, unless we become like one of these little ones. You say, well, where's for my grandbaby? You wicked thing. Where is it? All of them. She began, and her little sister said to me, you got one for her, Poppy? Because she wanted one of those. I said, I got you some. I got one for you. I had them shipped overnight, so they will I will make sure they will have in plenty of time for the morning. And so she says, what about my friend? I said, who? I said, we got her covered too. We got everyone. It was not as much about me, it was about others. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about him and his body. And I'm equal in his body just like anyone else. I don't have no problem with him telling me that. Like, hold up, preacher. I'm just as equal. You're right. Because every part, even the uncomely ones, are necessary. You understand? And we are crazy. His people are selfish. We're stupid. We're dumb. We're ignorant. He calls us that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Can I give us a word here, YISRAYAH'ALE? He said, let the entrance of his word, it gives light. I want to go to the writing of Yahshua. Chapter 3. I want to read something. How this whole world tell you, I don't need no man, they're stupid. And every day in their lives, they trust men. They trust a man to pay them. They trust a man to tell them what's wrong. They trust a man's intuition, a medicine. These are liars. No man's going to tell me you're flat out lying. Last time the highway patrolman pulled me over, I knew what I was doing. I played on him. He didn't realize it. I put my hands out of the window, just like that. And when he came and he saw my visage, he saw my physicality, he said, oh man, don't do that. Come on, please. I said, I don't want to get shots. And I'm a man of my hill. He said, oh no. And he grabbed me, he gave me like, he said, man, he said, look at you. He said, you all right. He said, I'm not. And then he told me things I needed to know. That's okay. I appreciate it. And we had a conversation for about 10, 15 minutes. You understand? I don't have to show no gravity. I want to be with us. So I put my hands out the window, and when he saw me, I'm looking right at him. Agree with your adversary while you're in the way. I don't have to argue with no one. Get out of my face. You understand? So if you ever had pulled me over and you say, oh, I remember you. I know you will. You don't forget me once you meet me. You don't forget my voice. You don't forget the emphasis of my phonetics. You don't forget me. In fact, now you're down. Hallelujah. Look at this quickly in Joshua. I want to close in a minute. I'm hungry. All right? I want to tell you the experience of Hanuk, Yahshua. Hanuk. Turn that quickly. It was about that man that the righteousness or the Sadiqan of Yah was established upon the earth. Just like Yahshua. And what would birth in him, we could see how that grew through men like Shaul and Khafa, Timothy, and all of the men of faith. I want to show you this because we must understand how the power of light resurrects us and how it's established us and how it works. Now here is Yahshua. He was praying when Hanuk was praying. Let's begin here. Yahshua chapter 3 verse 4. And Yah says, arise, go forth from your bed, and from the place where you did Sotah. He concealed himself. He hid himself. We are sitting that cannot be hidden. We cannot hide. He says, you have hidden yourself carefully. He said, Joseph, and appear to the sons of men, in order that you may teach them. I don't need no man. I need Hanuch. I need the Sadiq men of Yah. I want to embrace them. I want to be around here. Because if I'm not, I'm going to go about establishing my own ways. And you're going to think you're right. You're not right. There's nothing distinguished about you. Your physicality, your presence, even the way you talk. It doesn't inspire anyone. He says, go. This is what he said. That you may teach them the way in which they should go, and the works which they must accomplish. The way that you must walk in, that's the way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof is the way of death. He said, you must teach them the way they must go, and what we must, the works of the asa, how we must fashion ourselves, our minds that we may grow. In order for what? We must accomplish that all in order to enter in the ways of Yah. You're not going to even enter into the ways of Yah. You must be refined. You must critique yourself. And you do that to enter into his ways. W-A-Y-S. Ways is derech. His counsel, his knowledge, his truth. These are the ways of Yah. Let me move on. I want to show you the ways of Yah too, all right? The ways of Yah. And Hanuk rose up according to the word of Yah. And he went forth from his house, from his place, and from the chamber in which he was concealed. He was sada. No one saw him. And he went to the sons of men, and he taught them the ways of Yah. You must be taught the ways of Yah. Every man is not a Hanuk. Every man doesn't understand. Every man cannot be a doctor. Everyone cannot be a lawyer, because it's a degree of learning. It's not what you've learned. It is the ability to retain, to assess things, and to understand the knowledge and words. A lawyer with a case on one word. A lawyer with a case on one word. A lawyer will throw a case on one word of one thing you said. So every word of Yah is pure. So I will teach you one word at a time. The way of Yah. And at that time assembled the sons of men, and what he did, he acquainted them with what? Look what it says in Yeshua. With the instructions of Yah. What is instructions of Yah? It is a word called Musa. 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 Musa is simply this. It is defined this way. He acquainted them with the Musa, the counsel of Yah, the rebuke, the instruction, the repudiation. That's what Musa is. You smart ones out there, look in your HEBRAIC concordance or your dictionary. He said he acquainted them with the instructions of Yah. It is to chide. It is, girl, stop that. Stop that, boy. Stop that, brother. He acquainted them. We are unacquainted with the Musa of Yah. We are unacquainted. His counsel, his instruction, his repudiation, his rebuke, his chastisement. He acquainted them with that first, didn't he? That's what he did. And he ordered it to be proclaimed in all the places where the sons of men dwell, saying, where is the man who wishes or desire to know to Yada, Haderek, the ways of Yah? And not only the ways of Yah, and is there a plural conjunction there that ties into ingredients? And what? And what? Say it loud. Say it loud. And Tav words. We must be acquainted with the Musa. That's why your parents counsel your children. You correct them, you chide them, you rebuke them. Why? Because you want them to know the Tav attributes. Isn't that so? Yes. So let's get real. Yes. Yeah. And Yah is going to apply his Musa upon us all. No one's going to escape that. He said, let that one come to Hanuk. Well, I can do it on my own. No, he said, come to Hanuk. Well, I'm smart. No, you're not smart. He said, let him come to Hanuk. And all the sons of men assembled themselves to Hanuk For all who desired this thing went to Hanuk, and Hanuk reigned over the sons of men according to the Dabarim, the word of Yah, and they came and they bowed. And they bowed, they barak, and that's what the word barak, or baruch, and they barak. They bowed, they showed homage and love unto him. They worship him. Not that they, in the sense they shachar like they do Yah, but they had great words of esteem for him. Yes. I ain't gonna do that. No, you don't do, because you're gonna worship your faggot son that's a whoremonger, got 10 babies by 10 different gals. You're gonna worship your whore's daughter. She's good. She's a hoe. She's good. Oh, so she's a goddess, okay? You see how we think? They came and they bowed on to Hanuk, your precious man. As the old folks would say, I'm so glad that Yah sent you Hanuk. I remember preaching many years back. It was about 30, 35 years. I went to this place. And there was an old mother. And when the people gave, they gave a quite substantial offering. It was for me, but the man didn't realize I didn't want it. I didn't want your money. I didn't come here for money. That old woman grabbed my hand. And she says, when I was a young baby, that old woman was 70-some years, in the mid-70s or 80s. She says, I haven't heard it like this. No one talks like that. You see, there's a witness to that. Went up to Michigan one year, and that old German man, an old German mother, and the elderly German, they grabbed my hand and cried. And everybody else stood back off me. They stood around. These were the dignitaries. They looked at me, but I'm not afraid of you. You know better not. You're more afraid of me than I am of you. Just my physicality, you're afraid. You haven't heard a man talk like me. And you haven't had a man to rebuke you like I have. And you haven't seen a man that has such disdain for our sins as me. The one stood up in the midst of me. You're trying to, I say, you foul thing of hell. Shut your damnable wicked mouth. And everyone was afraid. That's a fact. Those old Germans grabbed my hand and said, you don't see a touch no more. My bless you. They start weeping. They start crying. And none of those men really greeted me. They didn't greet me. You think I was sad? I didn't go away sad. They stood back. The dignitaries and all. There's nothing we can do against the truth. We must do it for the truth. All right? YISRAYAH'ALE. And they bowed to him, and they shemach. They heard his Tabarim, Shemach. They heard to Shemach YISRAYAH'ALE. Hear that to obey it. They heard everything he said with the discipline to obey. Yeah. And we must hear the words of Yah to obey. Listen quickly, quickly. One day I may teach this thorough, because I think I had about 10 pages of scripture. And I said, I know me, I'm not taking all these 10 because I will be exhausted. Yeah, I print out verses that I use, and I put them on paper, and so I don't have to turn the book. This is the book. I got the pages of the book here. All right? Listen to this. Let me read this, and I'll tell you where I got this from. Is that all right? Yes. I want you to hear this. It says, first of all, we must understand, any kind of tough works and excellent works we do, they ought to esteem him, and they come from above. And this is what one of the most profound teachers spoke to us there from Yerushalayim. This is what Sirach says. Listen. He says, prosperity, I'm a very prosperous man. I have no money. I own nothing in this life. I don't own a house. I own no land. I have no possessions to tie me down. I own nothing. I own nothing to will to a son or daughter. I'm in his will, his offense, his pleasure. He said prosperity, I buy that. Yes. And not only does prosperity but adversity, challenges, agonizing experience, and also he says life, and also Muthmavid, death, being executed by Yah. He says poverty, and also the wealth, the riches, the Oshir, the great riches, and the abundance of his great excellence come from Yah. You buy that? Yeah. I do. Yeah. Because that's what the prophet says. That's what the teacher that is instrumental to me said, and he was way before me. Yeah. He used the words hukmah, wisdom, the ability to utilize the understanding that Yah grants you. He says hukmah, he says da'at, knowledge, the profoundness of knowledge. He also says and dabuna, the intelligence of using knowledge, the intelligence to understanding the wisdom of that knowledge, the intelligence to understand it in the depth of the natural, and above all in the spiritual. Yeah. Understanding of the Torah. That's where we got the get. That is from Almighty Yah. They are of Yah. Well, I'm poor. That's all right, I'm poor. I don't even have a bank account. I have no money. That's a fact. I broke as maggot stone. I have no money. Don't want no money. I could have enterprised with the best of them. That's a fact. I could have enterprised with the best of them. I don't look like a fat hog like T.D. Jakes that eat pork rinds. I don't eat pork rinds. I don't look like a sneaking devil like Osteen that loves his grilled lobster tail, a grinning devil. I don't look like that. And all of those that are dignitary preachers can all assemble. If I walk in the place, it's a different ballgame. I don't need no entourage with me. I go by myself. I take the beat of my strength. When I debated down there, I didn't want nobody with me. And the only reason I brought my precious Hakeem with me, because he was 25 miles away. If it had been 100 miles, I would tell him, don't come. Because I want the devil in his camp. I want all odds against me. I am an Eri. See that right there? You see that? They come, the Torah of Yah, we got to get that. Then there is a colon there, not a semicolon, but there's an independent clause that stands by itself. And this is what Sirach says in 11, the 11th chapter. Read it all. Listen to this, don't worry about it. He says, and ahava. He says, not only that, but love, ahava, and the ways of tough works, they are from Yah. What are works? Asa. That one fashion their outward appearance because it represents their inward appearance. Don't let nobody tell you it makes no difference what you got on. They're damn liars. And what's on the inside will reflect on the outside. A whore, because she's a whore, she dressed like a whore on the outside. A fag and little twisted homo boy, he wears his pants tight because he's a fag on the inside. A butch bulldagger woman, she's a butch bulldog on the inside, and she thinks she got manly qualities. You stupid Jezebel, I will knock you out. I'm not going to hit a bulldog. I won't even mess with her. People like that, I don't even want them to get close to me. We're in the sonship about this woman. I said to my email, you know that woman, all she does is watching me. She said, I saw her. I watched her. It must have been her husband. When I heard the man talk his ways, I knew he was a faggot. And that woman still watching me. She didn't realize I had my best eyes on me. She's going to protect me. That, you don't have to protect me from dying. And so this vile thing, and I'm like, I'm the type I move like this to the side from, he wants to encroach. Because if we got too close, I'll say, hold up, buddy, whoa, sir, let me complete my fair share. Oops, it's time. Thank you kindly, my friend. I don't play that. I wouldn't even touch a faggot. I don't want you close to me. No butch bulldagger woman. No little effeminate boy. What are you? Put some clothes on your butt out. Act like a man. You know you have no beauty in you because you do what everyone else is doing. There's no distinct qualities of you because everyone dresses like you. Man distinguishes himself above the others. Let your gray hair grow, man. Quit lining it up and dying it out, all right? Let your gray beard grow. And those that came here because I talked about it, they never came back. Makes me no different. That is a childish man. That's an immature man. My Yeshua says to me, what are you doing on your side? You put some dye. I said, no. That's just the way it grows, baby. I'm not that insecure. I like my age. I like I'm getting older. And people regard that too. Even the younger ones, they look at me because they know there's something about him that's different. I don't care whether they're male or female. You both should know what I'm saying. There's nothing more beautiful. Let me read this, all right? Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I want to give us a couple of things because I'll preach all day, all right? I want to show you something, young men, all right? I want to show you, above all things, I want you to show yourself this way, all right? Yeah. You that are listening, this is what Yah says. That was found in Sirach 11. Write it down. This is found in Titus. I'm not going to tell you. Read the whole little few verses. He says, young men likewise, exhort to be sober-minded. Be around young men that are clear-thinking and sober. They're not drunken with affairs of the lust of this world. Exhort yourself to be sober-minded. And then he tells you, in all things, you don't look at their pattern, showing yourself a pattern of tough work. That's what you do, young man. They love Yah. You show yourself as a pattern. Follow me. Do it the way I do it. You don't do what they're doing out there. You don't dress the way they dress. You don't pretend like them. And show yourself as a pattern of tough works. How? Listen, the only way you're going to do that, it must be in doctrine. In the teachings of Yah. In doctrine, showing incorruptness that you're not corrupt. You don't want to be like them. You got a sincere gravity and you're sincerely in love with Yah. That's what you do, young men. You have to look to do those kinds of things. That's in the book of Titus, all right? And you must look to be careful and to show yourself that way and to be an honorable young man. And you must know this above all things. I want to close with two other places I want to read. One day I'll get back to it all, okay? Also, TDS, Titus, just read all 3 chapters. How many is that? 3 chapters of Titus? Don't worry about it. 4. Huh? 3. It's 3, okay. Look what it says in Titus chapter 2. Just read it. I'm going to read this. He tells us that there's a certain vocabulary we have to have and a certain way of our speech. Our words cannot contradict our actions. I can't command him to do things and I'm doing it differently. Just do what I say, don't do what I do. No, you are a damnable, twisted hypocrite. Not only do I want you to work the way I work, do the way I work, but do the same things I do. But this is what he says here in Titus. Looking for that blessed tikvah. We look for that blessed tikvah. And the splendid appearance of our great Abaya and our Yeshua HaMashiach. That should be a great delight when I see the joy of Yah and the blessings of Yah. We see each other in the morning. Come on, YISRAYAH'ALE. That's what reassures us and make us bona fide and strengthen us. That's what we should look forward to. If we can look forward to that, we can look forward to the coming. Because Yeshua is not coming like this little faggot you see. This little white faggot you see on the cross. This black faggot you see. And all of them faggot looking things. With faggot hippie hair. With faggot dreadlocks. Black skin, white skin. It makes no damn difference. We must look to the appearance of Yeshua in one another. We see each other. We see the delight of Yah. And that should make us happy. If I'm sad tonight, I see you the next day, I'm happy. Bless you, my friend. Hallelujah. If I'm mad at the world, then you say, Yabarach, David. You don't say it, but say it. Yabarach, Jakim, I will not even call a brother in the morning unless I speak first. Yabarach. That's how you do it. Yeah. So we look for that great appearance of Yah. Why would not I want to see the testimony of Yeshua in every last one of us? Yeah. That's what we should look to. Yeah. Hallelujah. And the end, if you look to that, the end, you're going to have that same tikva. Hallelujah. Yeah. And then he says, verse 14, who gave himself for us, that he may redeem us from not some, but all iniquity, all sin, every kind of violent sin, and purify to himself. This, how you know you are that, as we're reminded by the Zakin, that we're that Sagula people, and purify unto himself a peculiar people, a Sagula, a set apart, distinctive people, kama, zealous of tough words. Yes. If you're not zealous of tough words, you're not a peculiar people. Yeah. And the only way you will get that Aman Shepah Torah is not coming you on your knees, honey. It's not coming that way. It comes by our minds being shaped by Torah. Yeah. It is the work of Torah. It is the asa. And the word asa is to form, fashion, shape. Our labor, our mind. That's what it's for, all right? And you can't get it any other way. I want to read 2 more verses. I'm tired, and Jean Valjean says, I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. I eat this time of every day. This time in 3. All right? Yeah. Listen to this carefully. I want us all to be inspired by this. Nothing else you've heard today. We must be careful. Watch how we do things. Watch what we participate in. To do what? To maintain a certain peculiarity. We are peculiar. And we will know that we are a Subula special people because we have one thing that distinguishes us. We have tough, excellent works. That's it. Is that how, quote, good I think I am, unquote, or how, quote, good, nice, kind, and pleasant, unquote, you are to others? It's not that. We must be careful to maintain this. This is in Titus. Read all 3 chapters. Shaul writes, this I say, saying of Emunah. This is a saying of Emunah, faith. And these things will be affirmed constantly, that they which have believed in the power of the might, the testimony of Yeshua, if we believe, we got to be careful. Careful. Might be careful to maintain tough works. We better be careful that our maintaining of ourselves. You do one thing with a vehicle to keep it alive, keep longevity. You must do maintenance. Change the oil properly and all of that. Make sure the tires are inflated. I believe in all that because I do, because I've never really had no problem with the car. In all the years I've been driving one. Because I put maintenance on the vehicle. We must be careful to maintain tough works. And so in these next 10 years, let's be careful to make sure in the next 10 days that we maintain temper. Bless you, daughter. Let's not be so ruckus. Get so angry over something that is small. And maintain decorum with each other. We come to that 10th day, that this is the chafar, the covering and the washing away, that we are going to fast. He's going to teach us. We'll have the same kind of celebration that evening, one that is sober, the Hakim, and then we're going to fast that next day, all right? And it will bring about a resolution unto us. We must be careful to maintain words. These things, see, tough words, they are profitable to us. They are profitable to men. Not what you think. Our light shine that men may see that, and they honor our Abba. That's what we want, Israel. We don't want nothing else. This is not about me or you. You're no greater than me, I'm no greater than you. Because if I was greater than you, I would never die. I get old, you're young, you get old just like I do. Beautiful a child should get old. If the time prevails to allow her to get old, she get old. She won't be able to walk like she once did. She won't have the integrity of a street. She certainly will not be able to run as fast as she runs now. Boy, she's fast as a jet. That little thing can run. That's a fact. She can run. She's a jet flying. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I want to close with this one most important thing we must adhere to. All right? That was found in Titus chapter 3. Read all 3 chapters. But this is something I want us to consider. You are friends that are listening, even my enemies. I have no problems with enemies. You will never have a problem out of me. And what you consider of me is not a problem to me because it doesn't affect me. It's not effective with me. And I have not lost 1 hour's sleep. And I don't lose no sleep. I slept until 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said to my YHWH, what time did I go to bed? I went to sleep and to wake up to that time. Nothing disturbs my sleep. I said, wow, sleep to 7? I'm used to getting up at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 4:30 at the latest. I'd perfect at 5, I drag it out. But I'm not asleep. I'm used to getting up at 4, even on the Shabbat, 4:30, 5. That's my time. I'm to sleep until 7. Because I have the frog and the lily pads, and you're catching the dragonflies. Yeah. Feels so nice, man. It makes me feel nice. Sleep that lazy, man. And this evening I will go in there, lay down the gun, and get a little rest. You understand? Yeah. I want you all to maintain this. I want to read it and tell you where it's at. All right? Yeah. This is a writing to solidify in us and inform us. There are 2 things that are very important. Let me read it. It's written unto the nation of the sons of Hebrew. It's written unto the Hebraic people. It says this, and let permit, allow the authority, let us consider. Let us be thoughtful. She offended me, that's all right. So what? So what? He made me feel bad, so what? And he's the same one that embrace you and hug you and say, let's get it on. I'll preach hard, but let's get it on. Come on, okay, let's rock. I can't let you all rock me. Now, work. We get it done. I fuss at him, I fuss at me. I fuss at everything. But yet there's nothing of a temperament that will cause anything to be lost. That ain't going to happen. Because I won't let him do it. He's not going to let me do it. That's a fact. I say to my son, I stand to be corrected. I said to the people of the morning, he's more important than me. Because he can do so many things. I can't do it. Isn't that amazing? We don't think others are more important than us. We are silly people. We are silly. That's just a fact. I don't mind esteeming one higher than me. I don't have a problem with that. I thought about those two achim that when I came back the other day, my camera was on, I could see. I said, oh yeah. I couldn't have stopped. I could see the whole place. I could see cars coming in, how fast they're going. I could see everything. I'm not sitting up in there, I can't see nothing. I can stand right there and look, oh, okay, who was that? Let me walk out here. And they're surprised because they see me. You saw me coming in? Sure I did. You got cameras around our place. For the dogs. Again, Shaul says to the sons of Ibram, Hebrews, and let us consider one another. For what? To provoke. Yes. That's what we ought to do. We are crazy as cats down. We don't want to provoke one another. Show them how shameful they ought to be. Provoke to what? Love. A chava. A mother loves, that mother loves her daughter. That mother loves her son. That boy's happy now. And he's leaning on mama, she picks him up and like, that's one thing that mama didn't do, Granny. She grabbed him by his hands and said, let's dance together. I'm not going to pick him up and hold him. You can do it. I'm not going to do it for him. I'll say, go to him. Because he'll do it. But not me. Fact of the matter. But let us provoke each other to love. I will provoke you to love me. I'm going to make you love me. You make me love you. It's sad that we provoke one another to be distant, separate. We're silly people. We're crazy people. And you that think you're not silly, you are the most dumbfounded one. Provoke each other to love. And then you provoke them to tongue words. Do right. I'm not going to let you do that by yourself. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to sit around on my ass and do nothing and lay around on the internet and pack and sell taxi. But we provoke one another to tongue words. You do right. I'm not going to let any act work harder than me. He's not going to even work better than me. We both will put forth our excellent best efforts. That's a fact. I'm not going to let anyone engage in the labor greater than me. You're challenging that one? No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm showing you, my friend, I value your labor, your love for the kingdom work. And I want you to value mine. And so with the energy and effort you put, I will put more. You can say the same thing to me. I'm not offended. Yeah. I'm not offended at all. I'm not lazy. And I've never been lazy. Yeah. When my mother grew gardens, there was no one that would take that knowledge and hold that red clay but me, because she knew I would do it. She couldn't tell my oldest brother to do it. She couldn't tell my youngest one because he was too young. She couldn't tell the third to the oldest, he was a drunkard. But she knew that this son would take that maul. And you know what I would do? One of the most blessed things. I'm not like people that look at the spectrum of a thing. What it's going to take to get that done. I would grade that garden off. As if I get from here to here and do that much. Then I look at that, I got that right. Then I make that same grid. I don't look at what I got to go. Even when I work the garden, I don't look at the length of the rows. I work in a position, I work backwards. I work where I don't have to worry about how far I got to go. Because if you do that, we got a long way to go. You will get discouraged, and that's our problem. As the old folks would say, look where he's brought me from. Yeah. You know he brought me from a mighty long way. So I look at what I've accomplished. And I want to make sure that it's right. I want to make sure everything is right. I don't like to go back over and do something. I like to do it right the first time. When I paint, I make sure I paint right. And I make sure I cut the lines. And I do it right. It may need a second coat, but it's right the first time. Then I go back over. I'm satisfied. That's the way I am. That's the way I am. The other day I was in my office over there. I laid out the boards. My friend came in. I had painted every board. I put another coat over them. And I put a third coat over them. Because I timed every board out. It took me that long. Oh, that won't take me long. I can put a coat, then I can kind of refresh myself and kind of exhaust my energy. Then I do that quickly, and I come back and put another coat. And that'll dry. I got the fan on it and dry. And then I can do what I was doing with the reason I came in my office, and then I go and put another coat. And then when I go back again, I put another coat. And it'll be perfect. It'll be beautiful, brilliant in color. And that's what we have to do. We have to go back and consider our ways and examine our corrupt ways. And you'll find out that we're not the gods that we think we is. We is. That's all right, we is. We're not the gods we think we is. He is the mighty one of the heavens. There is none like him. I want him to judge me. He makes himself known by his death. That's why Jeremiah said, oh Maria, correct me. Musa, counsel me, rebuke me, correct me. He said, correct me in thy judgment, and you're no different. He's going to judge us. Yes. Yeah. Correct me in my judgment, and not in thy your anger, lest you bring me in that thing. May the riches of God rest upon you always. Strength overshadow you, the testimony fill our hearts. So from the eve of this day until the eve of Kafar, let us examine ourselves genuinely. And let us, in that process of time, those things that we discover about me, let us implement them. Let us work them into our life by the way of Torah. And do it every day, all right? Do it every single day. School tomorrow, right? We got to sing with the youngest tomorrow, okay? So our school starts back tomorrow. Bless you all that have joined us on the live stream. We welcome you all. School will start back for us tomorrow. Now we don't take the pagan days off, so we got time for our children. And we are a accredited school here in the state of South Carolina. We're not some kind of pumpkin seed little adventure. We believe in law. We have the ability, not that the law dictates to us, we dictate to law. Can I tell you this? There was one of the counselors that came out here last year to inspect, was that last year before? Last year, to inspect our school. He was a Clemson graduate. He had on his orange display of the Clemson University. I was working in something because it was hot. And I was laboring out there, son. So he pulls up. He sees me. I greet him. Sir, how are you today? Well, I'm from the South Carolina School Board of one of the inspectors of schools, the records, and make sure everything is right. I said, yes, sir, that's fine. I'll get someone, and I called his issue. Come get the records, or take him to see our school and everything. And this man looks around. He says, I have worked for the state of South Carolina for 23 or 24 years. He said, I didn't know you were here. I said, we've been here that long. He said, this is amazing. This is so nice. We'll have no fine vehicle, but the world won't find. I don't need a fine for you to get to Walmart. Just take me there and bring me back. That's all I need. Period. So the man, he began to look. We stood right there. He looked all over this place. He just looks. Wow. He said, I'm telling you, I'm very impressed with that. And by that time, she said, Riak, I have the records. Everything is ready. You know what that man said to me? I don't need to see the records. I can look at this place and know you all got everything in order. See, someone should be able to look at us and know that we're in the order of God's will. Yeah. That's why they will honor him. That's why they will. He said, I don't need to. I said, sir, he said, no. He said, I've never, in all the years I've worked for the state of South Carolina, I hadn't heard about you all. I said, we'll hear you. Come on in, Sal. He said, no. I don't need to. I don't need to see your records, the attendance. I don't need to see the shot records or anything. I don't need to. And so I said to her, bring them to me. I want you to see, because we're going to allow ourselves to be adjudicated by the standards here. We're not going to try to go. He looks at them and he says, okay. That's what he did. So we walk right. We don't have to worry about it. I don't worry about no man, someone. I don't worry about that. We do it right by all men. Not some, not just Hebrew Israelites. We do it right by all men. But especially, we do right by the people of our nation. Those that love you. Yeah, we do right by them. We honor them. We love them all. Because in a family of those of Puerto Rican, you see one from his skin color to hers, mine, to yours. I'm darkening you. Put you in between that, between you and him, and between us, all right? I'll put him, I'll put her, I'll put him, and I'll stick you behind me because I'm darker. I'm blacker. You all may be offended at being blackish. I'm not. And then after me, you all got to battle a little bit, all right? Because I ain't too far behind. We do right by YISRAYAH'ALE, the nation, the people of his elect. All right? Bless you all. We're going to eat here at TESHUWAH, HEBRAIC community. And we're going to close this time of the at sundown today. Sun sets at what? 6:35? 7:35? What time the sun sets? Who knows? 7:35, you all? 7:35? 7:35? Okay, I know it was early today. 7:30. Boy, the wind is coming, isn't it? We got to get wood and all of that before the trip down to the beach for the week. We got to get wood. It's going to get cold. I said to myself, I'm kind of looking forward. I don't want a cold day. I want to be where I have to put on a sweater. I want to get cold. But I'm looking forward to a day here. It has been hot, and unusual hotness this year. And the rain did not come to the... Usually this time of year we're getting rain. And everything is just burnt up. And so I'm used to the August being hot, June, July, August. And then this time in September, it's kind of, it has been hot this September. I've been here 23 plus years, and I've never seen a September like this. Usually around the middle of September, we get rain here. And usually that tabernacle has always been nice and green. It's brown now. I've never seen the struggling of the plants. We put water on them every single day. But it needs that nitrogen from Yah. It needs that stuff from above, that Maya. All that water in the pond, that's nice. But when that stuff comes down, it brings the blessings of the heavens. And you will see a transformation overnight. That's just that. So we're looking forward to the Mo'at of Sukkah. We'll have a great time in fellowship. My two Achim, they have already set up a beautiful adventure. We're going to have a great time. We're going to eat. And we got plenty for my friend there in Texas. We're going to have a show enough mother of fish fries. Everything from red snappers, you name it. We're going to have a great time. And we're going to fellowship and eat. We're not going to have as much preaching because we come together. You've heard enough preaching all these last 7 months. And so the most important, we're going to have fellowship, but we're going to eat and fellowship. We're going to sit and talk, but we're going to have some excellent eating. I've got some of those nice Black Angus ribs and beef ribs, and I know how I'm going to cook them. What are you going to do? Well, I got me some meat tenderizer too, but no sodium, no salt. For meat tenderizer, I'm going to sprinkle that. I got me some mango powder. I got me some of that habanero mango. I got enough to make it hot and talk. I got some sweet for you young ones, all right? So I'm looking forward to find out that big mama out there. And I'm going to sit back and cook. So we can enjoy it. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. We got all kinds of sweeties. I don't need no sweeties now. I'm waiting for them. Give me some sweeties. I don't want no cake now. I'm waiting for that. Maybe. We'll see. I'm waiting for tabernacle. I'm looking forward. I get excited about gospel. I look forward to them above all things. Let us stand to our feet. Bless you all, our friends. and turn toward YHWH'S as long as we're in captivity. In all things we do for the excellence of your truth, your kindness, your watchful care of us all in Yeshua's mighty name. Bless us today and the friendship of each of us and the hava that we develop with each other may last us this lifetime as long as we here. Bless and heal. We want to pray for Zaki and Tamasia. God bless him. Heal him, touch him. Watch over him this day. All of our friends, Mikaya, Aksafonia, Mikayela, and all of them just everywhere. Our precious friend down there in Texas, we look forward to see Yaakov as he comes, and all of our friends, our enemies. Bless us all that we may enjoy the season of fruitfulness and that we may examine our hearts continuously. And that when we abandon all of the functions of this flesh on Kippur, we will know that we're going to go through and come through to the end and shine with your great habod and your honor. We ask all of these blessings in Yeshua's mighty name. This is our prayer unto you for all the nation, YISRAYAH'ALE. And with one consensus voice we shout, Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
Let's get something to eat. This is your what's late to eat? I'll have to gas you. Okay, listen. You take them, all right? He's going to take care of you. Just enjoy yourself, all right? Get a little rest and maybe. I'm hungry as a boy, mess me up. Blow it. Let me see you. I I think you just traded off because you didn't want to